Social media has become an integral part of our daily lives, profoundly influencing various aspects of society, including how we communicate, gather information, and perceive ourselves and others. One of the most significant areas of concern surrounding social media is its impact on mental health. While it fosters connectivity and facilitates global interactions, it also raises serious concerns regarding its effects on mental well-being. In this project, our team aims to explore social media's dual nature, its role in enhancing connectivity, and its potential negative implications for mental health. We'll delve into current research findings, analyze trends, and critically analyze the broader implications of social media use on mental health outcomes. Jason will detail how social media contributes to depression, anxiety, and addiction while stressing the urgency of addressing those trends, particularly among youth, for long-term public health. Jeremy will highlight responsible social media use and propose regulatory measures like data transparency and content moderation. I will explore the concerns about free speech and digital innovations, arguing for prioritizing public health over potential restrictions, and justifying proposed solutions based on evidence and ethical responsibility.
The widespread use of social media has been linked to an increase in mental health issues such as anxiety, depression, and addiction. A study published in the Journal of Adolescent Health found that adolescents who spent more time on social media were more likely to experience symptoms of depression and anxiety. The constant comparison to others, the pressure to prevent and present a perfect online image, and the fear of missing out, also known as FOMO, can lead to feelings of inadequacy, low self-esteem, and isolation. Additionally, the instant gratification and constant notifications can activate the brain's reward system, leading to addiction-like behavior. Furthermore, social media can also perpetuate negative thoughts and emotions by exposing individuals to traumatic events, cyberbullying, and online harassment. According to the American Psychological Association, social media can have a significant impact on mental health, particularly among young people. And it's essential for individuals to be aware of these risks and take steps to mitigate them. The consequences of excessive social media use on mental health are far-reaching and detrimental if left unchecked. Prolonged exposure to social media can lead to deteriorating mental health as individuals compare their lives to the curated highlights and the reels of others, fostering feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem. Moreover, the absence of face-to-face interactions and deep conversations can result in increased social isolation, further pushing mental health issues such as depression and anxiety. Furthermore, the constant stream of information and opinions on social media can also have significant social impacts, including the spread of misinformation and the erosion of empathy and understanding. If these issues are not addressed, they can have long-term consequences for individuals, communities, and society as a whole. As noted by Baker and Moore in 2017, and I quote, "The impact of social media on mental health is a growing concern that requires immediate attention and intervention." End of quote. The rising trends of social media are among our youth, and they have sparked growing concerns about the impact of their mental health. The constant stream of curated content and comments can create unrealistic expectations, FOMO, and a sense of inadequacy, leading to increased stress, anxiety, and depression. If left unaddressed, these issues can have long-term consequences on public health, including the development of more severe mental disorders and even suicidal ideation. It is crucial that parents, educators, and policymakers take steps, immediate action, to address these concerns. This can be achieved by promoting digital literacy, educating youth about healthy social media use, and encouraging offline activities that promote social skills. That development, and it will develop self-esteem. Furthermore, healthcare providers should be aware of the potential mental health implications of social media use and screen time to provide targeted interventions. By addressing this issue promptly, we can mitigate the potential long-term consequences on public health, and we can ensure a healthier future for our youth.
Social media is one of the most popular and accessible forms of technology nowadays. It has become a form of communication between individuals and societies on different levels. It also serves as a form of education, entertainment, and much, much more. A major reason for why social media is so widely used is that it is accessible to almost everyone with an electronic device. It can be accessed on any internet-connected computer, smartphone, tablet, or etc. This has led to children in this generation being able to access and use social media as soon as they're old enough to know how to do it. It has become so increasingly common for the younger generation to grow up using social media, it has started to raise questions about the long-term mental and emotional health effects that this might cause. In an article from the Health and Human Services Department, Dr. Vivek Murthy, the U.S. Surgeon General, says that the most common question parents ask me is social media safe for my kids? The answer is that we don't have enough evidence to say that it is safe. And in fact, there is growing evidence that social media use is associated with harm to young people's mental health. Children are exposed to harmful content on social media, ranging from violent and sexual content to bullying and harassment. And for too many children, social media use is compromising their sleep and valuable in-person time with their family and friends. We are in the middle of a national youth mental health crisis, and I am concerned that social media is an important driver of that crisis, one that we must urgently address." End quote. The U.S. Surgeon General clearly states that widespread and easy access of social media is detrimental to children's mental health in several ways, whether it's through their harmful content, bullying, compromising sleep schedules, or over-the-top screen time. According to Dr. Murthy, action should be taken to prevent these issues, whether by legislation or the companies that own the social media sites. The first steps could be taken to prevent some of these harmful side effects of social media usage start with the individual. The parents of children themselves can limit what their child uses or how much they use it. This is the first and easiest step. However, not every parent would do the same thing. It's up to the parents to do what they think is best for their own children. This goes the same for someone setting individual goals for themselves on how they use social media. It's a good start, but it's all just based on personal judgment and it's subjective. Other options, according to the Health and Human Services Department, could be for technology companies to do better and more transparently assess their impact of their products on children, and share data with independent researchers to increase our collective understanding of the effects of social media, as well as making design and developmental decisions that prioritize the safety and health, including protecting children's privacy and better adhering to the age minimums and improving effective and timely responses to system complaints. As well as policymakers can take steps to strengthen safety standards and limit access in ways that make social media safer for children of all ages, better protect children's privacy, support digital and media literacy, and fund additional research. End quote. Going off of that, there was a bill drafted in May of 2023 that would regulate social media usage with children. 4 senators, 2 Republican and 2 Democrats, came together to create this legislation. The bill states that, through several main points, starting with age restriction on social media usage, that the legislation would require users to be 13 to be able to create accounts on social media platforms. It would require parental consent for kids ages 13 through 17 to use it, and it bars social media companies from distributing content based on their algorithms to those under the age of 18. End quote. This would be the biggest thing done when regulating social media ever, and would provide security for the children. However, social media companies would not like how restrictive it would get on who could use their products and would likely try to fight against it. Data collection from users is another issue that would be addressed within this bill. Along with that, there were 2 more bipartisan bills drafted after this one, specifically about data collection that social media companies use or do to form their algorithms. The goal would be to make these companies more accountable. The 4 senators that drafted this first bill invite more lawmakers and politicians to join them on this discussion and this issue and say that it would be the more the merrier. Overall, the solutions on what to do to solve this issue are there. They're in our hands. It is just a matter of taking action and reaching agreement on what to do. The idea should be to do what is best for all people, while taking note of how much of an effect this has on children, as I previously had discussed. There would be pros and cons of every option discussed, but it's imperative that a solution is to be agreed upon, a solution to be searched for that can be agreed upon. Thank you.
Discourse in regulating social media platforms confronts the need for a balance between safeguarding mental health and preserving fundamental freedoms. As John Grossman argues in Balancing Regulations, Innovations, and Ethics, regulating social media for mental health concerns must navigate the tension with preserving freedoms of speech, which is crucial for fostering digital innovation, which is a challenge of implementing the effective regulations without stifling creativity and diverse expression online. For example, we know that the First Amendment protects speech from government censorship, but what about the free speech on social media? Kevin Goldberg, in his essay, Why Arguments for Regulating Social Media Fail the First Amendment Test, says that social media platforms are private companies and are not bound by the First Amendment rights. In fact, they have their own First Amendment, meaning they can moderate the content that people post on their websites without violating those users' First Amendment rights. This means that the government cannot tell social media sites how to moderate content. For example, misinformation. Examples of misinformation include false rumors, insults, and pranks. Examples of more deliberate misinformation include malicious content such as hoaxes and propaganda. This shows that the argument about having freedom online should not be equal to having no regulations at all, but rather a set of analyzed, thoughtful, and lawful rules that preserve the safety of users, prioritizing it over their opportunity for self-expression. Moreover, harsher regulations can also promote search in social media platforms and be more appealing for future users. The Department of Health and Humane Services, in their article Social Media and Youth Mental Health, brings a great example of how social media regulations increase the number of people wanting to use the platform. In 2023, Instagram implemented stricter measures to enforce laws protecting user safety and privacy. These regulations included enhancing transparency in data handling and rigorous moderation of harmful content, such as misinformation and cyberbullying. Over the span of 12 months, 10 million active users indicated a significant improvement in their mental health outcomes, with a notable increase in feeling of safety and reduced exposure to harmful content. For instance, a comprehensive study done by Instagram revealed a 21% decrease in reported cyberbullying incidents. These findings underscore the positive impact of regulatory actions in balancing freedoms of expression with the imperative to safeguard users' well-being on digital platforms.
So, in summation, social media has become an integral part of our daily lives with both positive and negative impacts on our mental health. While it provides connectivity and it facilitates global interactions, it also raises serious concerns regarding its effects on mental well-being. Our team aims to explore the dual nature of social media, its role in enhancing connectivity, its potential negative implications on our mental health. We have discussed the current research findings, trends, critical assessments of the broader implications of social media and its mental health outcomes. We have also highlighted the concerns about free speech and digital innovation, arguing for prioritizing public health over potential restrictions and justifying solutions based on evidence and ethical responsibilities. The consequences of excessive social media use on mental health are far-reaching and detrimental if left unchecked. Prolonged exposure to social media can lead to deteriorating mental health as individuals compare their lives to the highlight reels of others, fostering feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem. Moreover, the constant stream of information and opinions on social media can also have significant social impacts, including the spread of misinformation and the erosion of empathy and understanding. To mitigate these risks, we must take immediate action to address these concerns. Parents, educators, and policymakers must work together to promote digital literacy, educate youth about healthy social media use, and encourage offline activities that promote social skills, their development, and self-esteem. Healthcare providers must also be aware of the potential mental health implications of social media use and provide targeted interventions. Technology companies can better assess the impact of their products on children, share data with independent researchers to increase our collective understanding of the impacts, make design and development decisions that prioritize safety and health, and improve systems to provide effective and timely responses to complaints. Finally, policymakers can take steps to strengthen safety standards, limit access to social media for children, protect children's privacy, support digital and media literacy, and fund additional research. So in conclusion, the discourse on regulating social media platform confronts the need for a balance between safeguarding mental health and preserving fundamental freedoms. While there are valid arguments for regulating social media for mental health concerns, we must also acknowledge the importance of preserving freedom of speech and digital innovation. By taking a thoughtful and analytical approach to regulation, we can strike a balance that prioritizes public health while preserving the benefits of social media.